you.
Hello, fans. Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of Team Chat. It's been a while since we had this session. I hope you're keeping yourself safe. It's another edition, and today we are delighted and to be joined by Lawrence Webo. Webo joins us for today's session. Webo, how has been the going?
Hello, Igbo fans. I'm Lawrence Webo, just as you have been told, and I'm the goalkeeper coach of FC Leopards. And the going has been so smooth, though some ups and downs, but thank God, it has been better for us.
Yeah, ultimately, we've had COVID coming in and affecting our season. But to you, how would you just take us through the season on your strategies and how you found things to be and how you managed to really handle everything?
Or the previous season?
Yes.
Or the incoming season?
The previous one. The previous one.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. The previous season has been full of challenges, and I can say we have really worked well under God's mercy. And I want to thank our able fans, very diehard fans. Guys, big up. You have really played a very, very big role in making this team be what it is at the moment. Because I can say our fans have contributed around 80% of what has made this team be. And at the position we finished last season, it's because of the fans. Because most of the time they were up and down in funding the team, in doing mini harambes for the team, and giving those players the motivation they needed. And I think it really, really helped the team, motivate them to an extent that despite the fact that we never had the finances, our players never absconded any match. That's something which is very, very positive and recommendable, and it gave us the urge to keep pushing much and much more harder.
Definitely, Coach. We saw that you are the team that had the most clean sheets this season, and it's something positive considering where we've been. This is one of those seasons where we've had the less number of goals conceded so far in the last 12 or so years we've been in the league. What was the secret behind this, and how did you manage to pull this off?
Yeah, I think apart from the rest of the seasons, this time round we had a different approach as far as the team itself was. And I can't just single out the goalkeepers doing marvelous job, but I can say the whole unit as a whole, our defensive nature as a team from both the attack, the midfield, the defense, where that link, it was so strong. We had a spine of the team that will enable us to soak in the least number of goals. And I think it's all about teamwork and our game plan.
We had Ochan on the show some time back, very energetic, and he was singing praises to your strategy, saying how you're pushing the team. You have three goalkeepers, Ochan with his experience, and then you bring in Owade and you have Maxwell, the young one. Tell us, how do you manage to balance this kind of setup whereby you have all that in place and you need to balance one person, one is experienced, the other one is growing, and the other one is very new?
Yeah, I think in any setup, even if it's our work-related setups, we always mix mature, moderate, and young, so that we have that flow. There's that system of flow in any setup. Because if you use all the players in the same caliber, same age, you find that when they come to wear out, they wear out at once. So we lack that growth in the team. So having Ochan with his experience, then having Owade picking up from Ochan very, very well, and having the young, energetic Maxwell coming in, I think we have a very bright future and we have that flow in the department as we move on in the league, in not only in this season, but in more seasons to come.
When we were with Maxwell this last weekend, I saw he's bulked up a bit. And then the boy who we saw a few months back, is this something that you specified for him in his training regime, or it's something that you had a feeling that with time he's going to bulk up?
No, I think it's something we are working on even at the moment. Just as I'm speaking now, I've been working with Owade. I had a session with them. I always have a session with Kina Maxwell. So I think Maxwell is a very young goalkeeper who had that body of, I can say, a baby body, which was very bulging. But now the way you see this boy, he's grown mass. You can see he's big, but now he's more tough. He's gained the muscles, and I've really worked on the boy. He's strong, and he's matured into a goalkeeper. So the body you see in that boy is not just fat body, no, it's mass. He's now being stout, and I think when you try to knock him down, you'll know how strong he is now.
Now, coach, there are a lot of things that happen in a season, and definitely at the end of the day, there is that goalkeepers train a lot on their own. You've spent your whole life being alone as a person. What is the psychology preparation that you need as a keeper to be alone? Because I know this is something that people ask, because some goalkeepers have challenges. How do you manage to handle this where goalkeepers spend nearly all their, it's almost 90% of the time on their own, but they have to blend in a team? How do you manage to do this so that the strategy and the long-term plan or the game plan is stuck to as a team?
Okay, that's the perception most people have been thinking, that goalkeepers, they work on their own. But then to have a goalkeeper who blends with the rest of the team, it goes down to that channel whereby it involves the head coach and the goalkeeper coach in planning the day-to-day program of the team. Like, for example, before I face the day of tomorrow, I have to liaise with the head coach. He gives me the program of the team and what the team demands for the day. Then I'll have to work my sessions depending on the demands of the coach, so that as much as we are training by the side, they are training in line with what the team requires on that particular day. So you find that this keeper might be alone, but whatever he's training on is in line with what the entire team is working on. So it's so much easy to blend into the team, knowing what the team wants at that particular moment, so that even during the match days, the keeper knows what the team wants, because in the field of play, the goalkeeper becomes the coach. So the keeper should be so much strong mentally, physically, and have a sense of identifying and knowing how the opponents play. Not just being in goal, but this time goalkeepers have to know the entire structure of the team, the system of play, understanding how each and every player plays in the field of play, to make that goalkeeper be complete as you see him on the match day.
You've spoken of goalkeepers being complete on the match day, and so there is scenarios. I think last season and sometime this season, we had the match on our hands. We know we have everything in place, and then we concede on the last moment. I saw you almost almost breaking. You were like, "What's really happened?" So tell me, what that kind of scenario where we are leading, the match is coming to an end, and we need to defend our lead. Does this bring so much pressure to keep us, and how do you manage to put this in place for you as your strategy?
Uh, yeah,
Yes, coach.
I can't say it's pressure on goalkeepers per se, but I think we lost some good points the previous season by being hit down like the last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes they come on. But I think it's all about the matter of the mind, because now I think we learned from that. And if you can see these times, and even before the league was stopped, you could find there are certain minutes whereby the bench, as a head coach or TJ or me, we have to stand up and make the players recognize that this is that moment whereby you need to raise your aerials high and high enough. Because if you just keep quiet and time starts rolling, and when pressure is coming on, these players in the field of play will not know what to do. So it falls back to us as their trainers that at a certain point in the match, we have to be with them, encourage them, show them what to do, guide them through that process. But at the end of the day, it falls down to the mentality of players. How do we contain the remaining minutes? How do you play the timeout? And the rest will just fall in place. And I think we did magic on that side. And you saw we could hold on to some good and comfortable wins in very tough matches.
Great. Thank you, fans, for tuning in again for today's edition of Team Chat. It's been a while since you are back. And this month, we're going to be treating you to our technical team. We're starting off with our goalkeeping coach, Webo. And as we bring the rest of the technical team to just talk to us, we ask you to share our streams on all our platforms. Definitely, we have our YouTube platform where this is streaming live. We also have our Twitter platform where this is streaming live for the first time. And we also invite our Instagram fans as well as our Facebook fans. Today, we will not have the stream on Facebook, and so we ask you to share widely to the rest. Coach, as we take back now the season, you've talked about keepers correcting our mistakes. Let's look forward perhaps to let's go back a bit. I have with one of those memories which you have. Just before you joined FC Leopards, maybe you can give us a brief of where you were initially as a player, and then we come back to your time at Leopards when you're in the between the sticks.
So you want my football history? Eh? That's what you want. Okay. I can say I was raised in a sports family. That's for sure. Because my mom being was a very, very big fan of FC Leopard, live member. Can remember, may her soul rest in peace. I started playing football way back after finishing my fourth form. And I can say my journey in football has been so tremendous and in a trajectory upward movement, because I played in first in Richo Tea Estate, that is a Chomogondai factory. Then I played for Scarlet. Way back, we are the founder of Ulinzi Stars. That is way back in 1997, 96, 97. I was playing football for Scarlet FC, first team. I know people will be surprised. 97, I was playing in the top league. So 98, I played for Bata Bullets in Limuru. Then I went back to college. Then in 2000, I joined Sulmak FC Naivasha, where I played for a season. Then moved to Shah Agencies Football Club. So we were the guys who managed to bring Shah Agency into the top league. Then from Shah Agency, I joined Mumias Football Club, where I spent quite a memorable time with the Mumias Sugar before it was disbanded. Then I went to Rwanda. I played for Rwanda Sports for 2.5 seasons. And it was a very, very interesting period being in Rwanda. And from Rwanda, I came and joined FC Leopards in 2010. And that's where my journey with FC Leopards started.
Exactly. That period where you joined us in FC Leopards are just returning to the league, struggling to find stability on the form. You of course, initially most people thought, Webo, you are Rwandese, something which you may never know. Do you know a bit of Kinyarwanda?
Oh, not a bit. I know the whole of Kinyarwanda. I know the whole of
And
Kinyarwanda. Something funny, I speak Kinyarwanda more than my language. I'm a Mnyala, but I know Kinyarwanda much more, and I'm very comfortable in speaking Kinyarwanda more than Kinyala.
great. Now, uh, so coach,
And you're laughing.
you can speak French, you speaking Kinyarwanda, you speaking English. Coach, are you promising us that now 2020-2021 season is the season when now we can start using these French skills across the continent as we now go for the title? What's the plan from your end as a technical team as we seek to now really punch in and go for this title race?
Yeah, I think this time around, I can say the side of the management, they have played their part. They are pushing things very fast. And the side of the fans, guys, I know you guys are watching and you are really hungry to see that leopard come back out of the woods and being that tough leopard that you really know. But on the side of the technical bench, we are playing our cards close to our chest and we know what we are doing. We are really working around the clock, ensuring that each part of the playing unit is very solid. Not just one player, not just two, but we want all the players, all the team to be much more tough to face the season as it comes. I know our fans have been so hungry. Our fans have been hungry for success. But what I can say is that let's be positive. At least, God willing. I'm saying God willing, and we're holding our cards close to our chest. Let's see how it goes.
Coach, from the media end where we stand, we've been with you on the road. We've had those moments when we celebrate and we pick results. Definitely, venues play a big role in how we've managed to really bag it in, take some matches strongly. I don't know if I'm being superstitious, but personally, I have an issue with some venues. Do you have a similar opinion, or it's from your end? This is not the kind of approach you have.
I can talk as a player now. I know even the fans' minds. I know they speak a lot, and they have more reservation for Machakos. That pitch, I think it has been a very difficult hunting ground for the leopard. I think it's so key for the leopard to roar in that pitch. But I can say, as the leopard, it has been very successful in hunting down in the western side. And I can say Mumias Sugar football pitch that has been the best hunting ground for the leopard. And I can say even our opponents, they know very well, once the leopard invites you to Mumia Sugar, then you have no other option but to open up your guards. There's no way about it. It has been a very good hunting ground for us, and I think that it's a very suitable place to carry on with the success of the team. I can't say per se it's about Vodo, about the Machakos ground, but I can say, what can I say? Not even FC alone. We have teams, just luck. We don't have that luck in that pitch. Even if you have to win, you find it's coming in a very hard way. But again, you don't have to build that thing into the players that, oh, this pitch has voodoo. Because we do that, we are giving players room for laxity. We just have to be on our own. Because even if we say Machakos is not a pitch, whatever our opponents take us there, we have to collect points. Though I believe Mumias is our best hunting ground. And of course, in our stadium, I really pray it opens up. You have to do magic in that pitch.
So great. Fans, thank you for joining us. Facebook fans, apologies for bringing you on board late. We are on all our three major platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube today. We got through on Facebook a bit late, but thank you for joining us. We are having our goalkeeping coach, Lawrence Webo, with us. And as we've said that this month of August, we'll be talking to a technical bench as they prepare as we prepare to get plan on how the new season comes in. We also have Ambei with us. Ambei, where are you? Stanislaus, Keegan, can you get on board with us, man? We want to see you.
Yes.
How are you? you
I'm here.
Keegan, as we bring you on board,
Okay, Webo.
yeah, Lawrence is hearing you.
Sawa, nakusikiza.
Yes.
Yes, I'm getting
You
you.
have something for Lawrence, for the coach.
Okay, Victor.
You
I'm
have
getting
something
you.
for the coach. You had a question, man. Do you have a question for the coach?
I can't get.
As Keegan sorts himself, we get back.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question for the coach. The question.
Okay,
the question. The question is.
Coach. You had a question, man. Do you have a question for the coach? Okay. Coach, let's continue as May sorts himself out. Let's go back to that match in 2010. One of the most memorable matches which you played in. This is the derby and in the floodlets, and we all remember it was you on the posts with Demonde Selenga scoring this goal, that won us the match. Most fans usually call it the 92nd minute because it was literally almost the last kick of the game. Take us through that day, how the atmosphere was and how things have been and what you really feel needs to be done to get us back to those kinds of... Let's go back to that match in 2010.
I think I told you earlier, I still have I have that clip for that particular match, and I'll send to you so that you can maybe put it on Facebook so the fans can see the atmosphere that was by then at Nyao Stadium. I can say Nyao Stadium has been our hunting ground. I can vividly remember. I think it was hello, are you getting me?
Yes, we can get you, coach.
Yeah, so the derby by then it was not about form, because it was about that team that looks much weaker was the team that could carry the day. But I remember by then we were a very, very young team, full of inexperienced players, but they had the heart of the badge. They could really play for the badge. And I can really remember I was just coming from the national team, and the only stars we had in the team was Dimon Selenga and Itubi Mbem. And there was this Nigerian, this bully stopper. No, it's called Harry Gentle. I can really remember Harry Gentle. Yeah. Yeah, it was Harry Gentle. So I think it was a tough match by then, and I really remember it was like Webo versus Gor Mahia, and it's a game I can't forget. It was a very, very tough game, and I really enjoyed playing under pressure. And we had that character, we had that mental strength, whereby we could play for our fans. I remember very well, those are the times we could lose a match and you could see us crying, really shedding tears. Sometimes we could win matches and still shed tears because we were winning matches. So I think we need to carry that same atmosphere, that pressure from our fans, from we the players, from the bench in this season as we come to play the rest of the matches. Because I can remember that match was being played in the evening. So I really like the atmosphere from the fans, and those fans really pushed us to where we were. And I did really ask our fans this time round to come on board and do the same for this team. We have a young team, and it's really, really working hard.
Great. Coach, just before we continue, I think Star Keegan is back with us. Keegan. Keegan. Yes. You have something for the coach.
Yes, I have a question. Webo.
Yeah. Yo,
Webo.
Yo, I hear you.
Okay, so there's this question from the fans.
Yeah.
They like they like to know your best match of the season and your worst match of the season, and you give us the reasons why it's the worst and the best match of the season. Yeah.
For this ending season or what?
Yeah, I think for this season.
For this season, eh?
Yeah.
Is that what Ambei wants to know?
Yeah, that's what Ambei wants to know. The best moments for this season and also your worst moment for the season.
Yeah, I think I can start with the worst moment of the season, and I can pick on the loss to Gor Mahia. I think it was the first leg where we conceded many goals in the second half and in the last quarter of the game. It was really astonishing because first half it was 0-0, and we really thought that we had that much in our hands, only to come in the second half and soak in goals from both sides, just knowing it was like a hurricane because no one could explain what was happening. You look at someone to the bench, no one has anything to talk because it came as a shock for us. So I think that's the game that really shocked me. I don't know if it's this season or last season. I really can't remember because it's a game that can't come out of my mind. And Makili was a derby.
I do feel you. Honestly, for us at halftime, we were on top of the game, but after that, she changed the injury and things seem to go down the hill for us. But it's in the past, coach. So, which is your best moment now that you finished with the bad news? Give us the good news.
Now, my best moment of the game, I can say the best game for me was a game against Ulinzi Nakuru, where we beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
It was a very, very emotional success, bearing in mind that we had all our fans bearing witness to that particular victory. And I can also say it was the best because it's a game that was the first one for Rupia to play. We had some positive vibes, negative vibes about Rupia and how he'll perform in the field of play. And I really prayed so hard for that game. And at least I'll thank God that it's Rupia who broke the deadlock. And the fans had come in numbers in Nakuru to cheer the team. And I remember very, very well Seveni. I think he's on charge in mobilizing the fans, the way they're trying to bring on board the fans to travel to Nakuru to watch that game. And I think it was the work of God to let them come and see history being bent. And we really played very, very good football. And that I can really commend the boys for being so tough, for really reducing the soldiers to being mere soldiers.
Coach, of course, we remember I was there and Rupia scored that much in the last minutes of the game. We literally dominated, and I feel Saruni pulled a Webo of sorts because it was also Saruni versus FC Leopards. And for a long time, we've had those moments where there are these teams which used to be bogey teams for us, but somehow we're now stabilizing as we go on, and we manage now to pick results against these so-called bogey teams. Another big one is we now have quite a number of young players that we're bringing through the team. How do we blend these youngsters with next season's pressure that will be coming our way? Because we have Sunguti coming in, we have Somobuana coming in, we have Maxwell coming in who could be called on anytime. We have other players who we could sign that are much younger, under 20, and how do you manage now to ensure that there's not much pressure on them, but at the same time make them not be comfortable to deliver, because we are at that stage now where we would like to deliver?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, but there is somewhere whereby I try to answer one of the questions as pertaining to the Ochan, Owade, and Maxwell thing. It flows back to the main team because FC Leopard, I can say years back, it has been a team that has been signing players. Then at the end of the season, out like 20 players. Again, you sign 20 players. We didn't have that flow of the playing unit from the youth team to the senior team and that sort of thing. Now, I think by bringing in these young players, we are trying to blend the team so early, so that in case even after 1 season, 2 seasons, we still have that consistency and the flow of the culture we want us FC Leopards to play. You can find that if you won't have such a modality in a team, you'll have that break in the philosophy of the team. The culture of the team every year, it will be coming on differently because it will be taking time for players to come and gel. But now bringing on these young players and they're training with senior players, we are putting them in the field of play to play like Somobana, he played. You see Sunguti and Mumias, you try to play him. It's like you're trying to instill some confidence in them slowly by coming in to play with more senior players like Eugene, to play against Kina Tsuma, you see, Captain Kamura. So when you put these young boys to play these bigger players, they tend to build that confidence in themselves, knowing that they can play for the big team. And also they see the kind of pressure that the team is in. Like Somobana, his first game was in Kitale. Fans were so many. It was full. But you saw how that boy played. He was very much composed and he was up to the task. And that's what we want in the team. So when you put these players under such a pressure or such a condition, you find that they grow in a very adapted environment. So that coming next season, past one, they'll know what FC Leopards demands, what the fans demand, what the management demands, and what the country demands from FC Leopard as a team.
So, Coach, we look at how our players are progressing, and the beauty of having a team having at least 5 players that have grown through the system being very well. One of the key things that people have wondered is how did Leopards manage to put together a squad this season despite these challenges that we had? Maybe you can share this with the fans so that they can know that maybe behind the scenes, all these challenges which you're having, how did we manage to go through? And how would you encourage fans to come on board going forward?
I think we really managed to do that because if you look at the technical bench, all of us played for Leopards. And you know that all the players per se, all the coaches say that maybe we don't know what to do. So we decided to pick on young players, and it all falls down to how you talk to them. I'm so happy that Coach Kimani, he's so patient with the boys. We are so patient with the boys. Every day we talk to them. We encourage them. We tell them we have been in the system. We have been where they are. We know the pressure. We told them success doesn't come in a day. And it's a process to be successful. So every day you have to guide them. You have to talk to them individually. You have to encourage them whether they are down, whether they are up. You have to control their ego so that at least they grow knowing that they are taking a positive trajectory motion towards success. And I can tell our fans, our lovely fans, please, you have been patient enough to this team. And we are really appreciated what you have done. And right now, this is the time for you guys to reap the fruits of your patience. And you're really trying it hard to make it a success to you guys. We want to bring the bragging rights back to you guys. So this is your time. Come on board, support the team, and support the management, and everything will be okay.
Great. So definitely one of the things which you mentioned, and I would like to just thank the fans once again for the kind of support they give us. And speaking of support, fans, we have our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. We have our Instagram page. Follow us. We have our Twitter page. You can follow us. And of course, we have Facebook. And definitely these are platforms which make us support this team, and you're growing the brand as you follow us and as you watch this show. At FCTV, we'll be striving to bring you all this content as we develop more content straight from the heart of the Leopards. We want to offer gratitude also to all those who've stood in the team and supported us. Coach, one final thing. I'll just give you a memory of one of the matches in the match last season against Kariobangi Sharks. We were leading 1-0, and with ultimately the last kick of the game, Sharks equalized. You guys, we were struggling also with some tough season at that point. That's the 2018-2019 season. 2019, yeah, the other season. We want to forget so much about it. How you and Coach Kasambongo really had quite some lengthy chat. What were you guys doing at that touchline? Because you really spend a lot of time talking there.
Before the game or after the game?
After the game, because you went there and you were just in
Oh,
your own world.
me and him. Me and
Yes,
him.
yes, yes, yes.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay, those are moments of the game whereby you just sit down and you just relax on your own. You start asking yourselves some very, very funny questions. What happened? Why? Where did we go wrong? Did we get it right? Those are those are some of the questions maybe we're asking ourselves if we really did it right and what was the problem. Where could we get it right? Because if you could have never discussed there, then I think we could never have come up with a solution. I think it was just common knowledge that we talk there and there just to agree. We see what went wrong and see what you can do to move forward. Because you can go back home alone and find yourself you have some funny pressures, man. You find yourself you're in hospital for nothing. Something you can share with your fellow colleague, then maybe you have a solution to that. But it's not something so big. That's something technical.
Coach, speaking of memories, for me, I just want to really jog you because now that was as a coach. As a player, 2010 was also not that smooth sailing. At one point, you had to relocate to Mumias, and somehow there is match which we are playing against KCB in City Stadium, and we had to recover that match. Sometimes, being a fan really gives you those moments when you're like, what happened? Coach, why is it that most of the time before the last kick of the match, there is always something dramatic in our soccer match?
I think we won 3-2, eh?
4-3. Selenga scored a hat trick. Yes.
No, I remember Harigentu scored the winning goal, eh?
Yes.
And we had Coach Matano.
Yes, that time is.
No, I think I can just say those are some of the matches that we say matches made in heaven. Because even our fans, they already started leaving the pitch because they knew it was a draw.
Yeah. Definitely.
The fans are already gone because it was a draw 3-3. Then magic happens. You remember like the way Liverpool lost the Champions League. The game, the ball that was shot on goal, the keeper was like then it was in.
Yeah.
So those are some of the magic moments. Those are matches that you can't explain even if you go to Google. You can't explain. Some victories they just come, and that's why we were shedding tears in the field of play. Because at one time we were down, the next moment we were draw, the next moment bang, we have it in our hands. And who can say that? It was magic. One person is out injured, one person is bleeding, another one is mambo gani, then kidogo uzi inalia the other side. So that is among some of the sweetest celebrations that we really celebrated. But if you ask me, Lawrence, what happened? I'll tell you, ask God.
You see, to me, as a fan, these are the memories that I have when I go to the pitch, and the Harry Gentle goal has never left my mind because we've had those kind of moments where fans are literally giving up. And trust me, coach, if we're going to win the title, I believe we'll need such mentality where at one point we are down and the next we are recovering, which is something that definitely has eluded us for a while. But I want to thank you for joining us today for this. Unless you have some closing remarks for your end, maybe some ingoho which you want to give, you can invite.
No. Okay, no, maybe. Okay, maybe I can. Maybe I can just talk to our fans. To our fans.
Yeah.
I know they are watching, and I can say to your fans, guys, you are great. You are really, really great, and you are very, very passionate fans. Sometimes when you feel like you want to kill us, it's because of the love of the team. I know there's no team that will succeed without pressure. Pressure from the 12th man. I know you are the best. I know it's long since you guys lifted that trophy. And it takes somebody guts to be who you are. But I can say your prayers will never go unanswered. Keep running behind the team. Keep supporting the team. In highs and in lows, keep supporting the team. You have done it. You have done it for over 20 years without a trophy. Why can't you do it now so that we bring it home? We love you, fans. We appreciate you. And may God bless you guys.
Thank you, fans, for joining us. Maybe before I close it off, Keegan, you have something for us? Or Keegan, any closing remarks from your end?
Okay, the only thing from the fans, they are thanking Webo for the good work he's done this season, and they are encouraging. They want him to put in more effort so that the team might be able to win the league next season. For us to have the best goalkeeper, more clean sheets, and at least to win the league.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much. Fans, thank you once again for joining us for today's edition of Team Chat. We seek to join you. We ask you to join us again next time as we develop more content and as we reach out to you. Otherwise, from us at FCTV and the rest of the team, thank you very much for joining us and take care.